Hi students, it's Mrs. Girot, and I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to creating your Greek or Roman pots. So basically you're just going to use your clay to create a pot that looks similar to this pot in shape. You'll let it dry and then you'll take your paints and you'll just paint a Greek or Roman design on it. The materials that you'll need are just basically your clay, a prepared surface to work on, cardboard works. The woman in this video is using canvas. You'll need some sculpting tools like pencil or knives, spoons, and maybe you even have a little sculpting set. You can get them at Michael's. Um, you might even be able to get them at Walmart. And then you'll need your paint and brushes after it dries. You'll paint it, and I recommend either drawing a design in advance that you're going to use or printing off a picture from the internet that you.
For this project, you will be given 2 balls of clay. The larger ball is for making your pinch pot, and the smaller ball is for making the base and handles. For now, I am going to put the small ball aside. You will begin your pinch pot by inserting your thumb into the center of the ball. When you feel that the thickness of the clay is about ½ inch at the bottom, lift the ball up in the air with your thumb pointing down. If the ball stays on your finger, that means you are at the right depth. You will begin to shape the pinch pot by pressing or pinching your thumb and other fingers against the inside and outside of the ball at the same time. You will begin to rotate the ball around in a circle while guiding it around with your other hand. It is important that you widen the inside of the pot at the bottom first to help maintain the correct shape. You will not be using your other hand to sculpt, but should keep it steady as you pinch and rotate your pot with your sculpting hand. You will continue to pinch and turn the pot while gradually moving your hand upwards. As you move up the pot, make sure that the sides are as even as possible. After the bowl shape is complete, you will give it a few soft taps on the canvas to get it to sit in place. Now you have finished shaping your bowl and you are ready to create the lip. To create the lip of your pot, you will use one hand to grip the pot while you use the other hand to pinch the lip out at an angle. As you pinch the lip, you will again rotate your pot around in a circle. After you have finished sculpting the lip, you may want to smooth it out with some water to clean up any bumps or cracks in the clay. You may want to smooth out other areas at this time as well. Once you have completed the lip on your pot, you will turn your pot over onto the canvas to prepare for making the base. At this point, you will need your other ball of clay. You will now take the clay and divide it in half. One half will be for the base and the other for the handles. To make the base, you will roll the clay into about a ½ inch thick snake. When the snake is of even thickness from one end to the other, you will bend it into a ring or donut shape. Check that the ring of clay fits nicely on the bottom of your pot. Now you are ready to score and slip your ring at the bottom of your pot to assure that the ring is secured into place. To do this, you will use a sharp pencil to make hatch marks in multiple directions in the area that you will be placing the ring. You will also take a moment to score one side of the ring. Once both sides are scored well, you will use your fingers to add a good amount of water to the scored areas. Then you will carefully press the ring of clay onto the bottom of the pot. Try your best not to push down too much and damage the shape of the pot. The next step is to sculpt the base of the pot to look more like ancient Greek pottery. You will do this by gripping the pot with one hand and pressing into the base at a 45-degree angle towards the center of the pot. You will continue to press and shape the angled base by turning the pot as you press until it is even all the way around. Once the base is complete, you will then write your initials into the bottom of the pot using your pencil. At that point, you will be ready to turn your pot back over and create the handles. For the handles, you will take your remaining piece of clay and divide it in half. You will then roll one half into a snake-like shape, keeping it even throughout. When your snake is even, you will place it on the side of your pot to see how it fits. When the first snake is complete and you are happy with the size, you will make a second identical snake, matching them up for accuracy. At this point, you will proceed to score both the pot and the ends of the handles. When both sides are well scored, you can add water to all four areas and secure the handle in place. To make sure it is well secured, you can carefully press from the inside of the pot out to the handles. Repeat these steps for the other handle. After all of these steps are complete, you will be finished with the first part of the project. Before you set your piece aside to dry, you will place your pot on a paper plate and write your name on it with pencil or marker. Now you are ready to paint your pot. You will have previously designed your pattern for the pot and drawn it on an index card. Given the short amount of time you will have to decorate your pot, I would suggest that you create a simple design with one or two Greek keys. However, if you are compelled to do something more complex with figures, you are welcome to do so. For this demonstration, I am including figures and patterns. Before you begin painting, you will sketch your design onto the pot with pencil. I would suggest drawing the lines for each section out first to help you conceptualize the spacing for your design. If you choose to add figures, you can keep them very simple. However, you should still focus on the proportions of the body. When you begin painting, I would suggest creating an edge of black paint at the top of the pot to highlight the shape of the lip. As you work your way down to the patterns and figures, be careful not to smudge the paint while it is wet. Some of the Greek key patterns can be very complex, so you may want to simplify them before you start painting. As you work, you may also decide to fill in certain sections with solid black paint to make the design look bolder. Feel free to be creative and make changes as you go. If time permits, you can also paint the handles of your pot with solid paint or a pattern. When your painting is complete, you will set your pot aside to dry.
Okay, so for this next part, this is an optional thing that you could do if you and your learning coach would like to, but of course, I don't think that you received any gloss varnish in your kit, so this is not required, but this is something that you could do if you wanted to.
Is adding acrylic gloss varnish to the pot. This will protect it from damage, make it shiny, and enhance the color. Ideally, you would wait a full week for the pot to dry before adding the varnish. This will help it to dry more thoroughly. You have now completed your ancient Greek crater. I hope you have enjoyed the process and learned some new things about Greek art. I hope to create with you again soon.